a lot of the issues that are happening with humans can be easily solved through diet and exercise. And so I would highly encourage anyone to pursue a lifestyle of fitness, because that's what it is. It's a lifestyle change.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Kirk Mote. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm doing well in jail. How are you?
I'm excellent. In Trinidad, there's something we say, if it's nice, do it twice. So given the opportunity to have this conversation with you a second time, Kirk, I appreciate it. I think it'll be even nicer. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, United States.
All right. Do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
Sure. So 5 years ago, I had the opportunity to listen to a Holocaust survivor give her testimony. It was during that testimony that an elderly gentleman stood up, shuffled his way over to the door, and collapsed and died of a heart attack. No one knew what to do. Now, I had previously been trained in CPR, so I went to work, barking out orders like call 911 and get the AED. By the time I got the man's shirt off, an off-duty nurse joined the rescue with the defibrillator, and together we were able to put the pads on him, provide compressions and breaths, and ultimately save his life. Now, I found out that this is not an isolated incident. In fact, heart disease is the number one killer in the world. And so I decided to make it my mission to create a world where no one dies from sudden cardiac arrest.
Well, that's amazing. Now, action definitely speaks within the pictures of that story. Who did you learn that ability from to take action?
So prior to that incident, I had previously been trained in CPR, and it was probably the Red Cross or American Heart Association. But doing my research, I found out that the American Heart Association is in fact the certification authority and research authority when it comes to emergency cardiovascular care. And so that's where I chose to go get certified as an instructor so I can teach people like yourself how to save the lives of your loved ones.
And now the business side of this is actually as important as the vision or the mission, right? Which is to help others' lives with cardiovascular challenges. Who did you learn that from?
So I did my undergrad at Georgia State University and got a degree called managerial science, which is essentially a trumped up name for a business degree. And certainly that influenced the business side of my aspirations. But I would have to say the majority of the knowledge was from books that I read, from seminars that I attended, and conferences that I went to. That's where I learned how to, purchase an AED, how to sell an AED, and how to train people how to save lives.
Definitely individuals who are listening wouldn't want to purchase something and not have the support services. And therefore, the business side of this is so important to the longevity of it. Now that you've seen all that it takes to run this mission, why will you continue to repeat that skill?
So in 1 year alone, 500,000 Americans die from a cardiac arrest. And like I said, globally, cardiac arrest claims more lives than colorectal cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, influenza, pneumonia, auto accidents, HIV, firearms, and even household fires combined. 70% of these deaths happen at home. So why do I want to continue? I want to continue so you have the resources and the knowledge to save the life of your loved one that may pass away in your own home.
Now, for those listening, where's the best place for them to go to get more information, Kirk?
We'd love for you to check us out on our website, www.rescue-site services. And Rescue Site Services is spelled just like it sounds, the word rescue, the word site, and the word services. And that's where you can learn how to develop your very own AED program or have us develop it for you. And what a program looks like is essentially 4 steps. The first is going to be the hardware, which is the defibrillator itself. The second is the software. And we've partnered with the #1 AED program management solution in the world to license that program for you. And of course, the training aspect coupled with maintenance. So hardware, software, training, and maintenance creates a successful AED program.
Rescue Site Services. Could tell me one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years, something for fun.
Something for fun. So I truly enjoy physical fitness. And if I'm not at work, I'm at the gym. So working out consistently every day for the past 3 years and even beyond. I mean, my father instilled that discipline in me as a very young man. And so working out, and as of recent, I would say CrossFit, avid CrossFitter, competing in events now, and absolutely love the adrenaline rush, but also the journey from watching yourself improve as you're striving to learn a specific movement or getting stronger with your strength.
For those listening, why would you suggest they do that?
The ability to become stronger, it makes you more capable and instills discipline. And we live in a society that's so medicated, and a lot of the issues that are happening with humans can be easily solved through diet and exercise. And so I would highly encourage anyone to pursue a lifestyle of fitness, because that's what it is. It's a lifestyle change.
I love that, though. I love the fact that you're being both proactive and reactive. Reactive is the scenario that occurred where you saw what is the end result of heart attack, right? And you're putting in place what can help to save an individual from that. However, there is the proactive side, right? Where you can be fit, right? Or have a lifestyle fitness going. So I love how you're doing that. You're walking the talk.
You know, I would love to throw this in there and kind of talking about your reactive and proactive. Sir Winston Churchill put it best when he said it in this quote: to each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been their finest hour. I believe that saving the life of a friend, family member, coworker, or even a complete stranger could in fact be your finest hour. And what a tragedy if that moment finds you unprepared, that is, without the resource of an AED in your home, business, or community, or unqualified, without the knowledge and hands-on training to correctly respond to an emergency situation.
Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Kirk Mote. You can check out all that they do at rescuesiteservices.com. Kirk, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Kirk, what's your earliest childhood memory?
So I'm the oldest of 4 children, and I distinctly remember my grandparents taking us on a trip to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And on the way into the park, my grandparents said that they had a surprise for me. And without hesitation, I guessed Mentos, the candied mints, right? I wasn't allowed to have food coloring. And at the time, Mentos were white without food coloring, which made for an incredible treat. Unfortunately, the surprise was that my parents were deciding to also join us for the trip with the younger 2 siblings, boy-girl twins. And as you can imagine, the 4-year-old brain was hugely let down because that's not what he saw as a surprise.
He was shattered. Oh my. Family versus the mentors. So when you look back at that, I mean, how do you see that connecting to who you are today?
Yeah, so first memory, thinking about it, it was the first time I was outside the house, first time I was away from my parents for at least a period of time. And first time I was experiencing something new. And so for me, I was in my element. I absolutely loved the adventure of new things. And to this day, I have decided to, not be imprisoned by complacency and always continue to strive to learn something new and do something new daily.
Love it, love it. And if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song then?
I would have to say Phil Collins' Son of Man. This was from, again, keeping with the Disney theme here. It was with Tarzan, and it was a very influential song for, my childhood, because you take a look at the lyrics, it talks about climbing mountains. And I love climbing mountains, by the way. I'm on a mission to hit the summit of every high point of each state and every high point of every continent. I'm currently, myself and my wife, have climbed 19 of those high points so far.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes,
What's your wife's name? What's your wife's name?
Beth, and she is a rock star.
Okay. Yeah, literally a rock star.
yes, I love it. I'm going to have to use that. But the lyrics talk about climbing mountains and the journey from boy to man. And there comes a time in every, boy's life where the boy sits down and the man stands up. And it's just such an influential time as a 12-year-old where you are, still under your parents' wing, but you're also becoming a little bit more independent. And so that transition was really well captured in that song.
Love it. Love how you connected the dots, Kirk. We've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Kirk?
I am ready.
Kirk, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Now, you said you're married, right? Do you have children?
We do not.
All right. Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Nope.
Or what, 3 hours a week?
Probably.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I'll say right at it.
All right. What about reading? How often do you read, Kirk?
I read every day. And when I say read, I actually listen to Audible. So That's basically book on tape.
All right, Kirk. Well, hey, this has been a great pleasure. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Kirk Mote, what would you say that is?
At this point in my life with Rescue SIte Services, I would have to say, knowing that your brain dies within 4 minutes from collapsing, my unique real statement would be, I'd rather you have an AED 10 years too early than 10 minutes too late.
I love that. Kirk, I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you're doing for humanity. Again, thank you, my friend, for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.